So I was pretty princess pissed in my last video. Sorry about that. I'd say I didn't mean it, but at the time I absolutely did. All I can say is I don't mean it anymore. Mama, what can I really say about that outburst? Something something, how the fuck are you supposed to survive something like this? Something something, no one cares. So I'm gonna stop addressing the no one who cares and start addressing you, Mike Patton. Because after all, this is your stone letter that I received. And also, clearly, you care. At the very least, you had to rubber stamp a male actor being cast as pregnant kid in the Church of the Motherfuckers music video. After all, it's your song. At the very most, you had a hand in the casting of Magnus Borchardt to play pregnant kid. So clearly you care. So I'll start addressing you, like I should have been doing this entire time. Thank you. On this Thanksgiving, no, this is not Thanksgiving, this is Indigenous Holocaust Day, a day of mourning. Genocidal motherfuckers. Fuck all y'all genocidal motherfuckers. Anyways, where were we? Thank you, Mike Patton. What I really meant to say in that last video is thank you. Thank you for raising awareness about this experience. Because seeing it depicted in the Church of the Motherfuckers music video and hearing it described throughout your music was all it took for me to realize that all of these things I always remembered all my life actually happened. And insofar, remembering this has been like dying. It's a small victory that I didn't scream myself hoarse and actually lose my voice. I was joking with someone the other day. I was like, Mike Patton ruined my life. But the truth is, no, you saved my life. Because if I didn't remember this when I did, I would have drank myself to death. Now you'd think remembering this would have made me drink myself to death. But no, because in so doing, in so remembering, I also was reminded how to resurrect the dead. Why kill myself? Before this, I was killing myself to be with my children, who in a clusterfuck from hell of dissociative identity disorder, I was also simultaneously telling myself never existed. Once I realized they did, and realized I was killing myself to be with them, I realized. Now, why in the hell would I kill myself to be with them when I could just bring them here? So I quit drinking, and I quit smoking. I vape, oh well. I smoke weed, oh well. It's really hard to fucking cope. It's really fucking hard to cope with what happened and the fact that there's no justice. I tried. Back the fuck up motherfuckers want to be like, oh, well then take these people to court. Yeah, fucking right, I tried. Fuck you. But who am I really responding to? Someone in my head, anyway. This is dissociative identity disorder, isn't it? This is dissociative identity disorder. That's why my videos are such a fucking clusterfuck. That's why this video series is titled Dissociation Dissertation. How do you survive something that should have killed you? Well, you do die. And then you live with your own ghosts. Dissociative identity disorder is not multiple personalities. It is very spiritual. Something that you describe in your music, Mike Patton. So I suppose I should just really get on with this reading the Stone Letter Back business, shouldn't I? If only I had a printer. If only I had a brain that worked. You know, cortisol fries your hippocampus. Hippocampus governs memory. You know, they talk about elephants' memory, right? Nope. Got motherfucking nothing on when a seahorse remembers. Because don't you know hippocampus means seahorse? So, your stone letter. Mike Patton. Sergeant Baker reporting for duty. Get it? Bun in the oven? That's Sergeant Baker hearing aid. Now addressing the oceans of people who don't give a fuck. Call me Sergeant Baker, hearing aid. Here to tell you all how deaf you are. And read your stone letter back to you, Mike Patton. Make sure I've got this right. Yep, the Big 10-4. So one night I was driving in the car. No joke, I really was. Just like you described in fucking Pit Stop. Wish I could make this up. Had to get Candy over here to corroborate all of this, but she'll be here eventually. And she can corroborate all of this. We were driving in the car late one night. And you stopped us and asked us for a ride. No, you asked us to hitch a ride. And why'd you have to leave me something to help me get away? That's not get away as in leave. That's get away as in a way to do something that matters. Reading this stone letter back, this matters. This is how I remembered. And I don't know how deaf all y'all gotta be, but there's some real fucking pain in this music, Mike Patton. I hear your pain. I met an old man dying on a train. His name was Mike Patton, and I'm the train wreck. But this is riffing off of something. Intersection. Intersection is a metaphor. Intersection is a metaphor for someone who's intersex having a baby. Where intersex intersects. It's very clever. Mike Patton uses this all throughout his music. Or should I say, Mike Patton, I've noticed you use this metaphor throughout your music. I was talking about driving in the car late one night, though. Makes sense. After all, this is a map of an intersection, and your initials are MAP. So you made a map. Well, it's more like a puzzle with two ways to put it together. There's the video matches, which I failed spectacularly at trying to upload because of copyright. But then there's the lines. The front lines. In the Faith No More song, Got That Feeling, you said, A to Z, look what you're missing as we speak. And one day I thought to myself, I wonder, you made all of your music videos to match with the Mr. Bungle album that has a match on the cover of it. I wonder if this is another thinly veiled order from General Patton. So I tried it. I followed your order and put it in order because it's in order. Funny motherfucker that you are. And when I put it all in order, well, I found the stone letter and I read it. I listened to it. Well, after I saw the Church of the Motherfuckers music video, I started becoming obsessed with your music. And one fateful day, I found out why. Because all of your music is about a pregnant kid who looks like a boy in the Church of the Motherfuckers music video. With very few exceptions. You appear to have devoted your life to this. I only wonder why. And I'd really like to know. The way that you have personified this experience. Well, it's uncanny. That day in the car when we discovered the video matches, quite by accident. That was the day that a man saw a painting of his whole life story. That was me. And the painting was your music. You had to have known someone who this happened to. How else could you possibly know? Oh, I'll save it for the lines. I used to wonder why you lied about it. Stub-a-dub is about a dog. A pooch. Funny fucking joke. But that's how you managed to get this to fly right over everyone's heads, didn't you? And then by the time you made Ipecac, you were a fucking god. So you illustrated your subject matter. Now let's not forget shitting out twins in Reign of Error. That was classy. But once again, I see your pain, and I finally understand why you're lying about it. It's a trick. Because for one thing, if you were honest about what your music is about, never would have reached me. Never would have gotten played on the radio, boy howdy. There's more to it than that, isn't there? It's because it's a trick. You hear it, see the Church of the Motherfuckers music video, all the pieces start clicking in your head. The lock starts coming the fuck undone. You start remembering, realizing what this music is about is really remembering yourself. Well, it's both, isn't it? But then you go and look it up, and you're like, oh, he says it's not. So why do I think it is? Oh. It's all over. And it's all downhill from there, but this is the rise of the fucking fall. And it's those personal acts that cut through the crap and serve it for breakfast, you dumb fucks. Can I even call this Dissociation Dissertation, or should I just call this Incoherence? Episode 1. I suppose it's both. This is both an episode of Dissociation Dissertation and an episode of Incoherence. But waiting to get coherent isn't happening. Coherence is not happening. It's too much pain. I was the pregnant kid in the Church of the Motherfuckers music video. As they plucked the fruit from my stem as I screamed, and you know what? I'm not fucking okay, but Mike Patton, I owe you a debt of gratitude. Because I needed to remember. Because all the ghosts were so alone before I did. And now we're not alone. So to repay this debt of gratitude, I'm going to do my best to read this stone letter back to you. Clearly, you want someone to. After all, to quote you to you. Are you all out of ammo? Well, then act as a dildo and write your manifesto, embryo politico. You gloriously politically incorrect motherfucker. So I'm gonna. Call me embryo politico. Me and Candy. The political embryo that you have symbolically, figuratively, well, judging by the Reign of Error music video, quite literally given birth to. You think that I'm conceited? Maybe I'm just miserable. So the stone letter. All of your music in alphabetical order because it's in order, General Patton. And I'm Sergeant Baker Hearing Aid with a goddamn bun in the oven. Well, not yet, but you know what they say. There's inherently more yes than no in an ocean of maybe, simply because it's an ocean. And if you speak Spanish, sí. Habla español or die, motherfuckers. And I am stalling like a motherfucker because this is some really intense shit. Once you, briefly addressing the audience again, once you take the story of pregnant kid into all of Mike Patton's music, something very incoherent all of a sudden becomes very clear. And it's very intense. Returning to addressing you, Mike Patton. You asked me in the song, how you feeling? To tell you how I'm feeling. Apocalypse is nearing. Won't you tell me how you're feeling? How am I feeling? There are not words in this language, and I'm stalling like a motherfucker because 101 North is. It is the introductory course to an intersection. Who's intersex? Where intersex intersects? Who is being human trafficked, and whose children are being human trafficked. And shit, if it ain't you, Mike Patton, it's me. I was a pregnant kid in the fucking Church of the Motherfuckers music video. And 101 North describes something that I know all too well. And I have to do it. But first I have to explain briefly for the audience. The no one that is listening. The no one that cares. No one's listening, yet ears are ringing. In Faith No More, Got That Feeling, General Michael Allen Patton gives you an order to put his music in alphabetical order. Get it? It's an order. Get it? It's in order because it's an order. Ha, ha, ha. Yeah, you think I'm fucking insane? I'm absolutely insane, and you would be too. You would be too. But at least I'm not talking to myself at the fucking cash register anymore. So, there's that. Yep, for a long time my lips were moving with no sound. Now that doesn't happen anymore. Now I'm just really not okay. So, you put his music in order because it's in order, dear audience. The first song is AWOL Block Party, which I'm not going to deal with right now. I'm going to instead go to Absolute Zero, the second song. AWOL Block Party is, well, actually there's one part that's very important. The song is background music. There aren't really lyrics to it. But right at the end there's a clip from a kung fu movie, The Sound of Kicking. And then a voice says, "I'm not interested in killing, I just want to prove how bad your kicks are." And then Absolute Zero begins with, "Can we begin at the end to save some time?" Well, now, he meant putting all of his music in alphabetical order. What am I doing addressing? Nobody fucking cares. Mike Patton. You meant very literally when you said, A to Z, look what you're missing as we speak. You meant very literally to put your music in alphabetical order. So, well, it occurred to me one day, because after you say, "Can we begin at the end to save some time?" there's a very long pause. A pregnant pause. Hilarious. It's always funny until someone gets hurt, and then it's just hilarious. And I'm quoting you to you again. Sir. General. One of the days that I was listening to this music, that really long pregnant pause kind of got through to me, and I went, oh, wait a minute. You meant literally to put your music in alphabetical order, so maybe you meant literally to listen to it in reverse alphabetical order. After all, I almost never got to the Z section. Over 400 songs. Holy shit. When the fuck do you sleep, man? Oh shit, I don't either now. Oh well. So I put it all in reverse alphabetical order. And that's when I really found the Stone Letter. Beginning with 101 North, with your band Tomahawk. I remember you want me to tell you how I'm feeling? All right, I remember the first time that I listened to that song and it felt like fucking lightning. It felt like getting electrocuted. Same with mine, but I'll get to that as we begin at the end to save some time. I don't know if I can do 101 North right now. You know what? I'm gonna do 101 North next time. And, you know, I'm just gonna conclude this by saying thank you again. Thank you for raising awareness about the experience of pregnant kids who look like boys. Thank you for legitimizing this experience and advocating for it. Because even just rubber stamping the idea of casting a boy to play a character named Pregnant Kid, that speaks volumes. Thanks, Mike Patton. General Patton, sir. Gracias, mil padres, todos los días de los muertos. ¿Habla español? Sí.